Hi, this is Brandon Moon with Leland Fly Fishing. I want to welcome you to Fly Tying Night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a pattern inspired by John Newberry's Dirty Hipster. We call this the Hipster Havoc Nymph. Okay, we're also going to introduce Moonlit's new metallic coffee brown slotted tungsten bead. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started on this video, and we look forward to talking to you in the comments. The hook we're using on this pattern is the Moonlit Premium Tagata ML502 Premium Barbless Jig Hook. The bead we're using is a size 3.0 millimeter metallic coffee brown bead from Moonlit. We're going to take and secure down this lead-free wire that's 0.2 millimeter lead-free wire from SFLY with our classic wax wood duck 12/0 thread. We're going to take and wrap 5 wraps of lead-free wire back, and we'll secure it down. And then we'll just helicopter that out. I like the SFLY classic wax thread because it lays flat and is nice and strong, and we just use that on most of our flies. For the tail, we're going to take a medium ginger Coq De Leon from Whiting, and we'll just take a couple strands, maybe 4 or 5 strands. I don't really count, I just kind of pull a small little clump. And I'll take and measure that. I want it to be shorter than the length of the hook shank. Not by a whole lot, but just a little bit shorter. I can always shorten it up if I need to, and I want that to be placed right on the top of the hook shank. And we'll just kind of wrap that down, and I always check before I get too far and tighten it up too much if I need to shrink up the length of that tail just a little bit. So we'll go back to the bend of the hook, we'll pull the tailing fibers up, and we'll just kind of secure that down just a little bit. Now we'll trim it out. Excuse my barking dogs. Now I'm going to take some cinnamon SFLY 3 millimeter synthetic quill, and I'm just going to take and tie that in with the sticky side towards the hook shank. We'll secure that down, and then I'll create just a little bit of a taper with about 3 or 4 wraps back and forth. This just helps me, in my opinion, give the body a more natural look with a little bit of a taper. We want it to be nice and slim though too, so that's why the 12/0 thread works great. After we've done that, we're going to take and half hitch so that we can wrap our synthetic quill with our rotary feature. So now we'll place the thread over on the side of our bobbin rest, and I want to make sure that I'm wrapping this synthetic quill with the sticky side to the thread and the hook shank. And we'll just open spiral wrap, overlapping each wrap, and this is going to give us a nice quill bodied look here. And I'll go up into the thorax section of my fly, which is about 2/3 to 3/4. We'll secure that down and trim it out. And once we've finished trimming this out, we're going to take some SFLY. I'm going to cover up that little butt end there just a little bit. But we'll take our SFLY no tack UV resin and just create a little coat over this pattern just so that we have a nice smooth pattern. It's a Euro style nymph, so a smooth body fly is going to help sink just a little bit faster. We'll just take a little bit on our bodkin. I always put it in a little cup like the ones you can get and put your condiments at like a McDonald's or Burger King, any of those types of restaurants. We'll just put a little bit on there just to cover it, not build up anything really. Nice slim profile. And then we'll take our UV pin and cure this up real quick. Doesn't take very long, just a quick little cure and we're good. At this point we're going to take some Wonder Wax and just put a little bit of wax on this thread so that we can build up a backside of our thorax. When I tie in my rubber legs, it helps it out. For the dubbing, we're using Vicuna JW Cinnamon Swirl dubbing. Really cool dubbing. Really like this color. So we'll just put a little bit on there just so that we have a little bulge to help us. A little bit more, and you'll eyeball this like I do, and sometimes I get a little too little and a little too much and have to pull it off. But we just want a nice little start to the back of this thorax. I like it because it really helps splay out my legs nice and good. So once I've got that finished, I'm going to take some Hairline micro grizzly legs in root beer, and I'm going to tie that in just past the back end of my fly, about a hook eyes past, and I'll secure that down with a good couple wraps over the top, pull it over, and same length, just about a hook eyes length past the bend of the hook, and we'll secure that down. And before I tighten it down, I can adjust my rubber legs to sit where I want them to. Once I've got them going, I'll put a little more Wonder Wax on, and then we'll put some more of the cinnamon Vicuna dubbing, and this is going to be where we finish up our thorax on this fly and help keep our legs separated and give some good movement to this fly pattern. So I'll give a good couple wraps over the middle of it, and then finish off pulling the legs back just a little bit and right in front up into the bead. This is where we're going to whip finish now. I'm using the Loon ergonomical whip finish tool. It's my favorite one. We'll do a good 3 or 4 turn whip finish, and then again, since I'm not putting any kind of glue or anything on this, just make sure that it's nice and secured. We'll snip that out with the snip tool on the back end, and then trim out some of the fuzzy long guard hairs on this. I don't want it to be too short, but I don't want it too long. So with that, if you got any kind of value in this video whatsoever, please do us a favor. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and the bell to receive future notification. Have a wonderful evening.